Yeah, so I was just thinking earlier on today, I got a surprise job to come up. Uh, there's It's about this long, and it's been done with a knife, a Stanley knife. Someone's keyed the car, my friend's car, um, and I said I'd repair it for her. But I saw a guy the other day with a van with it all purposely built in, the spraying booth and everything, um, in the van. So um, uh, it kind of makes sense to me to phone a professional. But to get to the point where it's paintable, I'm gonna finish the job. I'm gonna do the job. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna paint it. But if it doesn't look right, get it completely blended in properly with color match. But it's white. Now, the reason I make the video is white, as I discovered when I first started, is it's the hardest of paint, right? Which is why vans are made of white paint, right? Because it's standard, thick paint. I can't remember the scale. I can never remember the name of the scale, but there's a scale of hardness of material. It begins with O, I think, but it's a scale of hardness. So when it comes to white is on the same scale hardness of diamond, right? So white paint is the same hardness as a diamond, right? Now, the reason that I say that is it's very hard to get it right. It's very hard to polish it. It's very hard to color match it. It's very hard to get the consistency right with white paint. But that's because it's on. I think it's 7. I think the scale goes to 11. Funny enough. But I think the scale is diamond is 7. Actually, no, I think it's something else. I think the scale goes to 7 and the diamond. No, it goes to 8 and the diamond is 7. I think that's what it is, right? It goes to 8 and the diamond is 7. I know that diamond is basically the hardest material that you can get to mankind. So paint is on the same level as the hardness of diamond, which is why it takes a lot to damage it, which is why vans and lorries and stuff are white paint, because it's hard wearing durable paint. So point is to try and fix this car. The colour doesn't always come out right when it comes to being white, so I'm going to do my best. I'm going to sand it down, I'm going to smooth it off, and I'm going to get it prepped ready for repair. But she has to realise that it's going to look a lot worse before it looks a lot better. But it can't look any worse than that someone keying the fucking side of the car. So yeah, it's only a vindictive thing that somebody does that, right? You go out and spend money on something as luxurious as a car, or maybe even one of these scooters, these electric scooters that cost $3,000. Right? I don't even buy cars that are worth $3,000. So people driving around on them things, they're a lot more privileged than I am. I can tell you that. But the people committing crime against vehicles, it's unforgivable, man. There's no need to attack another man's vehicle because you didn't like what they said to you, or they cut you up in a. I've done it. I've done time for it, in fucking incarceration, in all sorts of ways, for stupidity, for smashing up somebody's fucking wing mirror because I was angry. You know, yeah. There's no need to touch another man's vehicle because this is why I learned to repair it, because the cost of repairing vehicles is so fucking high that the education was worth more. You know, I learned to do it because I knew that I could use it for my own purposes. Never mind making money off it. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna repair this car because I need to practice. I will make a video of it, which would be good. So I'll take the tripod up there and just start prepping it, getting it ready for you know, I didn't want to do it. I was going to say just pay the money, but no, she's like me. She hasn't got the money. She can probably pay me to do it on a cheap, but she won't get cheap work. I won't stiff her on the work. I'll put the effort in, but when it comes to the cost of doing it, you know, it could be 300-400 quid just to do the job. So it's a hell of a lot of money for somebody that's living with two kids and divorce and all that stuff. So you know, it's not very good for her to have to pay for it, to deal with it. But I guess that's what I'm there for as a friend. You know, I can help her out. So yeah, I decided I'm going to take on the job. I'm going to sand it down, smooth it out, fill it out, get the sand on it, proper sand it, and then touch it up with paintwork. I may even get another compressor. What's they call it? Airbrush. I may even get a small compressor with an airbrush again. I've got a really good airbrush which I've never used, and it only costs you 20 quid. And to have two of them, one up there, one down here, that'd be ideal because I could really do some proper touch-up jobs with an airbrush, and they're cheap. They're cheap. You know, it's only like 50 quid to set yourself up with a small tabletop compressor, and the airbrush gun. But I think what I might do this time is buy a better gun first of all, because that's the hardship of getting used to the pen, pressing down, and it's very delicate work. So that's why I bought it, so I could practice. When I painted my first Mini, I did have the opportunity to use an airbrush, and the results were fantastic. But I did sand down the whole panel and touch it up, and then lacquer over the top, and you couldn't see it. So it should be the same with the white. It should be non-visible at the end of it. Now in the industry, what I learned when I worked in it for a very, very short couple of months, there's a standard, right, of how far a distance from the car you can look at repair work, right? So sometimes you get these little knobbly bits on there that they haven't sanded down, but if you can't see it from I think it's a meter away, you know, 10 feet. 10 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet, from 30 feet away. So if you can't see from 30 feet away the imperfections in the paint, then it's a standard in industry that it's not going to be perfect every time. So you can actually, as a professional paint sprayer or whatever, you can get away with imperfections, right? Because that's the industry insurance. So if you have insurance, that's what industry standard. Now, if you pay for it privately, you could probably go right up to it, and there'll be no industry saying that you can't look this close up to it and say that's imperfect and that's not right, and that needs doing again, and the lacquer's not good there, and this, and you've got orange peel and all this stuff that comes up when you're painting. But if you pay the money, then you can actually scrutinize the paintwork and the finished job. But if you have an insurance payment out doing the job, I think the industry standard is 30, not 30 feet. It won't be 30 feet. It's not 30 feet. 10 feet. It's not very far. It's only about that far distance. So yeah, it's not 30 feet. It's maybe it's a meter. Maybe it's 6. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe it's around about a meter. I can't remember. There's little bits of information that I retained while working there that I had to store in my mind for usage. Um, I barely remember it all, um, but I do know that there's a standard industry standard. Ah, excuse me. Right. So there's a standard uh, standard in the industry uh, from probably that distance, so not that far, but that's how far you can stand away and scrutinise the paintwork.